My name is Andrew. I go to Wanbli Elementary. I am from the Lakota tribe. My story is called The Hunter Who Was Saved by Wanbli. If you want to be a hunter, you have to be as brave and as wise as a warrior. You have to know how far apart the footprints are. You would know if they were running, walking, or jumping from how far apart the footprints were. If they were walking, they were just grazing and eating. If they were running or jumping, it meant that they were being chased or something was trying to get them. The bear motto, you would know if they were laying down and eating or if it had been a couple days. One day there was a wise hunter who just killed a buffalo to Tonka skin for his tribe. He was about to go home when he saw two eagles, Wanblis, flying above a cliff. Then he saw two eagles, Wanblis, sitting down in a nest below the cliff, and he wanted to get a closer look, so he laid down to see if he could get a better look. He wanted to get a really good look, so then he cut some of the buffalo to Tonka hide into a strip. Then he tied half of it to his waist, and he tied the other half of it to a pine tree. He lowered himself down, then the rope started stretching, and then it ripped. Then he fell into the cliff. So he thought he was gonna die from hunger, but then he started thinking of a plan. He got a plan, and then he untied the buffalo to Tonka hide off of his waist. Then he cut it into two strips and then climbed up where he could touch the eagle's Wanbli feet. He tied one to one of the bird's foot and then the other to the other bird's foot, and then he tied the other halves of them on his wrists. The birds were confused, so they just sat on his hand. Then he prayed to the Great Spirit Wakatonka and raised his hands up. The birds finally knew that they were supposed to fly, so then they flew him above the cliff and dropped him next to his horse, Shunko Wakan, in his buffalo to Tonka hide. He was gonna go home, but he took the birds with him. He fed them and gave them mini water. Then he took them back to where he found them and put deer tokcha on the cliff, Maya, for honoring. So it meant that he loved the birds and liked them because they saved him from harm. I chose this story because it looked really interesting.